Greetings, I guess, to everyone, whoever will watch that. And this is supposed to be a rough draft of a tutorial run. I mean, since I'm a bit motivated now and stop being lazy, I will simply do such a tutorial run. It's not going to be refined at all, it's not going to be short and concise. I simply hope I'm going to do something better and better information overall. So, I guess let's simply start with a tutorial run. So first of all, for the base moves and mechanics, to put up the control menu to the keybinds, you press Ctrl and Y. This is going to be pretty important throughout the run. As you can see, or I guess you, whatever, as you hopefully can see, my keybinds are pretty interesting. They are not set at all because I have the numpad set, so every time I reset back to the main screen I have to reset, configure again my buttons, and that's my basic layout. The first button is jump, second is shoot, third is reset. And here, as you can see, my down key is bound to numpad 6 as opposed to simply down arrow. This has a very specific reason which I'm going to explain in a second. So for now, we started the game. Base movements mechanics should be pretty obvious. But what you also can do, and this is why you want to use a keyboard instead of a gamepad in general, you can walk to the right and shoot to the left. You do this simply by holding right and then, without releasing right, you hold left. You moonwalk. If you do that exact same thing, basically hold right and immediately press left again, you do the slow walk. You can also slow walk to the left, but you will always face to the left. This is extremely helpful, and doing this on a gamepad is pretty difficult because you would have to bind a separate key to either left or right to be able to perform this move. In general, in the speedrunning community, we allow this, as in gamepad users to do this, but I imagine it's pretty awkward. So, for the start here at the very beginning, when you start the game, you want to immediately hold right, and simply keep holding right. The reason for this is, here's a small skip coming up. You jump up here, and I messed it up already. The reason why I messed it up is, I touched this left border of the platform here. Because what I'm trying to do is simply walk off the platform, and then, as soon as I reach maximum falling velocity, I will do a full double jump. Let's try this again. If I do this correctly, I will have the correct pixel alignment to get the optimal skip for this, like that. Now what happened is, I basically jumped into the next screen right over here, at the position where it will reset me to this position. This is a pretty simple trick, which you can also do right here. And this is the first screen. Safe jumping should be pretty obvious. So, now for the first screen. You want to save right around here. And here we already have the first paths. If you go down here, and go over here, and get the awesome sauce. By the way, getting the awesome sauce is for getting ghastly in World 3. And ghastly will help you shoot a little bit, and give you an edge on certain bosses. Also, you want to jump up here to the right, to go up here a little bit faster. Good evening everyone who just joined. So, as soon as the achievement pops up, you can reset already. The reason why you save it at this exact spot even if you don't get the awesome sauce, you want to reset and hold right. But then in this screen, it simply works out that you can simply move out through it like this. It is pretty difficult to do at first, but once you get used to it, doing the screen like this is really fast and not too bad. So then, you want to save here and immediately reset again, so you get the stones in the perfect pattern, so you don't have to stop at all. Pretty simple. Then on this screen, again, you don't want to stop at all, and it simply works out that this weird bear, or I guess task, will not bother you. It's not even hard. You simply have to keep holding right. So, and there is nothing special here, you simply go over here and move on. I will try to not explain too much for every single screen, which is rather obvious, but the things I have to explain is, for example, here. Usually you cannot shoot things on the other screen. However, two tiles, which are, let's say, two Boshy lengths, into the next screen, things exist, let's put it this way. So I can shoot a save point from over here, which is really handy because you want to shoot the save point from here, reset, and the massive wall will be in a good cycle, so you can simply go on without waiting for too long. This only works on average mode, by the way. The speedruns in general are played on average mode, quite simply because the difference between average mode and harder mode is not exactly significant at all, and there are a few time savers like this which help you progress a little bit faster and, well, speedrun. So, then you are here. What you want to do is immediately go to the right, as usual. Spider. Eventually you will get used to the spider, I guess. Also, I probably should warn my viewers right now about the next spider. Other than that, there is nothing special right here. You simply don't want to die, and as you can see, I'm not exactly good at this game. I'm simply more tech stuff guy, trying to explain stuff, but I will die every once in a while, even though I only tend to. So, for the first boss, do the mechanics. You can only have 5 bullets on the screen at once at any given point. That's the maximum. Okay, let me turn down the music, the sound volume a little bit more then. Also, good evening everyone. So, for the boss, if you eventually get in here, what you want to do is immediately go to this platform here, skip the cutscene, and shoot. Now if I do this right now, well, that was a coincidence. Basically, if I don't do this immediately before stopping, the kitty, after being in this room for a while, will be in a different position, because the kitty already moves during the cutscene in, let's say, the background. So, the first thing you want to do is go immediately up here and shoot. Now, there are a few techniques which you can do to kill the kitty really quick, but the most important thing is basically you have to time your bullets so you actually always hit the kitty. Also, I forgot to split. It doesn't really matter. So, now there are basically 2 ways how you can defeat the Hello Kitty easily. You want to go down here to the right, always. So you are near to the kitty, the bullets hit earlier and you can shoot again earlier. Now, there is a pretty difficult technique where you can basically move up and down with the kitty. And you can kill her before this massive attack right here. Now, here are a few pointers. If you can't kill her before this massive attack, you quite simply want to not kill her just when the attack starts. The reason for this is, this massive attack extends the duration until the kitty actually dies. Like right here, if I kill her, it's really hard to dodge those projectiles because the screen is shaking. And as you can see in the background, the attack lasts for much longer than usual. So you want to wait until the attack stops and then kill the kitty if you cannot kill her before this massive attack starts. Overall, I recommend you watch Kalemandu or Stinky Cheese 890 on how to kill the kitty really quick before this massive attack starts. It's pretty difficult, and I've actually never practiced it, so I will not even try to show it off right now. Overall, you want to aim to bring the kitty to low health, oops, and not die, and then kill her just when that attack stops. Also, I recommend practicing the Hello Kitty quite a bit, since even though it's the first boss, it's actually one of the harder ones to do consistently and without a hiccup. The good thing about her is, as long as you don't mess up, so to speak, like I do a lot, she will always go about the same. The only really random portion are those little kitties coming from above right now. Which can be annoying, but overall they are not too bad. So, also one thing to note, it really helps if you are good in mashing. As you can see, I can shoot pretty fast. On average I have about, how much was it? I think 12 button presses per second. So that works. So, and now here we are in level 2. And good evening everyone, Case Narrative, etc. So, here, you want to always save here because this section here is actually pretty difficult to get through. What I recommend doing, in any case, is practice getting through this portion without stopping, because then you will always have about the exact same muscle memory and you don't have to worry about it. Plus, it's the fastest way to do it anyways. So, as soon as you're on the right side here, you want to be here and reset. Then, without stopping, go over here and move through the screen. It looks a bit weird, but let me demonstrate it again. If I can do it. And simply move through without stopping. Then, nothing special here, simply play through pretty much as normal. I just thought the music stopped. But it still works. Oh yeah, by the way, here's a small technique, which I'm not particularly consistent at. What you can do here is a small shortcut. And that is immediately jump up to this cloud. and then go on, like about this. Yeah, that works. That's the fastest way to traverse the screen. It's a bit precise, but I think it's not too bad. I'm simply not used to it, so I don't usually do it. So, go through here as normal. Simply hold the jump button pressed. Otherwise you will not be able to use your second jump right here. So, now for the first mini-boss. Simply go to about here and try to hit him. Now, here's the special thing, which I missed to mention at the beginning. This category is called Dark Boshy. Hang on, any percent Dark Boshy only. The reason why it's any percent Dark Boshy only and not simply any percent is... Simply any percent would be quite different. If you know Link to the Past speedruns, the actual any percent would be about, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. It's really fast and it has wrong warps and you go basically right to the end. You can do a very similar thing in Boshy with wrong warps. And since that would be the actual any percent, we wanted to do a category which was overall more enjoyable, and simply using any percent Dark Boshy only turned out to be the most enjoyable category for running, and it's also the most popular one for a good reason. Because Dark Boshy has larger projectiles compared to normal Boshy, which don't do much more damage, but it's easier to hit certain bosses, which makes it actually a lot more enjoyable. It doesn't make it trivial, but it makes it a little bit easier. For example, with normal Boshy, you couldn't hit Krakow if you jump up right here. What you want to do against Krakow right here is hit him at least twice while jumping up here. I hit him 3 times. The reason why you want to do this, then you jump up here, hit him again, or try to hit him at least. The reason why you want to do this is quite simple. Oops, messed it up horribly. So, if you hit him twice there, and then manage to hit him enough so he goes transparent, like hopefully I get it right now. No? Oh, I didn't get it. So, if you manage to make him transparent, you can simply stay on the right side here and simply shoot Krakow until he dies. Otherwise you have to jump over him and shoot him once more, which takes Krakow longer to go off screen and it takes longer for him to be defeated. So, by the way, a bit of caution is advised here, since if you don't jump properly up this orange thing, you can very easily get stuck right here. So you want to make a proper jump so you don't have to refight Krakow. So, while this ending down, hit the save point and simply go on. I don't think I have to say much about this right here, simply practice this section, I guess. Because it's one of the harder sections to platform, and it took me a while to get somewhat good at it, but I'm still nowhere near as consistent as you could be. Like that. Oh. Okay, thank you, Stinger. So, let's go on. Same as here, don't shoot this guy, because if you shoot him, a lot of those guys will spawn. Simply go past him. Nothing special right here, but here, well, once I managed to get past, It shouldn't be that hard. Once I get past, here's a little skip. Normally what you would to do is activate this guy and go through the door, but that takes too long. You can do a simple safe jump here. You shoot it like this, and you simply jump over. I can't go back to demonstrate it again, but it's really simple. So, then we get into the next screen, which is a bit weird. Simply jump through that, nothing special. Here, there's a little trick you can do about Kirby. What you can do is jump over him, however, it is pixel and frame perfect to do this. And it's really hard. I quite simply don't recommend you do it at all, simply do it like normal. And go past him. Now for the spider here, by the way, there's a spider right here. So tap down your headphones. Whatever. What you want to do with the spider is lure him out and then run under him to the next save point, save, and then reset. Let's see. Like this. I just saved before the spider killed me, and I can continue on right here. It's a bit precise, and if you're not confident, simply wait for the spider to come down before you pass her. The reason why this is pretty much optimal, on one hand, it saves time not having to wait, on the other hand, you want to go here and save anyways to reset, so on this next screen you can simply hold right. And you jump here. And you do double jump, 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 like normal. Then once you arrive here, you want to do a double jump and save in midair. Pretty easy once you get used to it. It's really not that tough, even though it looks a bit like it's precise, it's not really. You have a lot of time to shoot. Then you reset and double jump up here. Here's also a small time saver. Well, not dying of it, of course, but what you want to do is hit your head on this ledge down here, which is fairly precise. So you can fall down a bit fast, but overall, simply doing it like this is fine as well. Yeah. Also getting through here is pretty tricky. So, and then what you want to do is, if you want to save here, do a double jump over his shot. Then you will have a single jump over his shot. Then you will have good setup in the next screen once you get past here. Like this. Or what you can do is save, reset, and then go on. Also here, you don't have to take every single thing. You can take a shortcut. It's not that hard. And so we are at the end of stage 2, which is the longest wall in the whole game. And we are at Krakow. Oh, yeah. Do you want to know why that happens, tappers? If you save too high up here on the left, you spawn right in the spikes in the first screen. And it instantly kills you. But about that mechanic I will explain a bit more in well after the next one, since that's pretty easy to explain there. So, for the DDD, there's only a small trick you can consider here, which is you can already execute the commands when DDD says his last command. Left, jump, left. I already pressed left when he said his last command. Also, once again, good mashing is really helpful. Jump, down, jump, attack. Down, attack, jump, jump. Down, attack, jump, jump. You really don't have to wait that long. And he's dead. Pretty simple stuff. And then, once he's there, and simply go under him, and go on. Success! So, for the next boss, small explanation. Why is the shot coming from the left there, even though I spawn on the right? Well, there's a very simple explanation of this. When you reset on the first frame, you spawn at the very beginning of a specific world or section of the game. And only on the second frame you actually spawn at the correct place. So if I hold shoot after resetting, I can shoot from a weird location. Now this is not helpful right now, but it is going to be helpful very soon. So, that. Greetings, Matt. HDQ 14 was amazing. Really liked it. So. Now, here's one more thing. And this is where the double shot comes into play. There's a glitch when you press up or down at the same frame you press shoot. Normally you can see 5 shots, but if I press up or down at the same frame I shoot, you can only see 3 shots. The reason for this, the first 2 shots are actually double shots. And they do twice the damage against most enemies. It does not work against Hello Kitty, and it does not work against King Dedede. It would work against Cracker though, so that's something. But most noticeably, it works against Ryu. Now, here's the thing what I do with my keybinds. I have numpad 6 bound to down, and shoot is bound to 5, so those 2 buttons are right next to each other. I can easily mash both at once. It's pretty easy for me. However, what you also can do if you cannot mash 2 buttons for any reason is simply bind down to numpad 5. So the same button as you shoot. And then, every time you shoot double bullets. Pretty simple. Very effective. So, and for Ryu, this pretty much trivializes his fight. As you can see, I deal a ton of damage right here, without even hitting that much. The fight itself is not as special, you simply want to deal enough damage, so you don't have to go through the phase with the many, what are those called, other Street Fighters. Now, if you're good enough, you can kill Ryu before he does this massive attack. That, I don't know what to call it. That Mega Hadouken? No, the first thing would be a Mega Hadouken. Whatever. That string of attacks. If you can't do that, you have to jump, shoot, jump, shoot, shoot. And here's what I do. Now, that is personal preference, but what I have done is I shoot with numpad, jump with numpad 4 and shoot with numpad 5. This means my left hand can reach over to numpad 4 and I shoot with my right hand. Basically, I can mash as much as I want with my right hand and have no trouble jumping at the same time. It's pretty easy like that to effectively get through this tunnel of shots. But again, the most important thing is kill Ryu before he flies away after throwing his cards. Oops. So, and that's that. It doesn't matter where you are after killing Ryu, since you will always get teleported to the middle of the screen. So, now, since I got the awesome sauce, I can go over here and get Ghastly. For those that don't know, Ghastly will basically be ready to shoot another shot, an additional shot, every 60 frames. That's every 1.2 seconds, since this game is running on 50 frames per second by default. As soon as that achievement pops up, I can reset, and I have Ghastly at my disposal. Now, Ghastly for the most part is useful to an extent. In a optimized speedrun, you don't want to get Ghastly, since you should be good enough to get all the quick kills without using Ghastly. But if you are not as good, like, well, me, for example, oh yeah, I totally forgot to explain this one, sorry about that. So if you are not as good, like me, for example, you want to have Ghastly at your disposal for certain boss quick kills, which I'm going to explain. So now here, for this spike wall, usually what you want to do is get to this point and simply jump through and go over here. Now if you for some reason get over here and the spike wall is in a horrible position, you can go over here, save, reset, and you get through a little bit faster. But that's only backup strategy. The most important thing right here is you want to save while jumping towards this spike wall. The reason for this is you can then reset and simply jump through. This saves a good chunk of time, since usually when you're down here, get through the spike wall, you would have to wait a fairly long time until you can go through. And that's that. For the next section, you jump on this one, then you skip the third one and simply jump through. Pretty simple. Then here, nothing special. Here you can do a 1 frame jump to get directly up here. As I said, it's a 1 frame jump, which means you have a window of 1/50th of a second time to do the jump. It doesn't hurt going for it, so you want to try. And here for this guy, most of the time you can simply go below him. If it doesn't work out, reset and try again. It's pretty rare that it doesn't work out, that you can simply walk below it. In my first playthrough I jumped over it, which also works, but it's a lot more difficult and awkward. So, and here's one of the reasons why we play on average mode. Also, Boshy can save from here, which is extremely handy, since his shots extend a little bit above his head. So, I save here, hold right, reset. Then the fastest way to get through here is do this. However, this is incredibly precise, and unless you practice this a ton, you're most likely going to die a ton, like I do. So what I do is take it a bit slower, and then I always jump over the last one, since for some reason it seems like it's easier to jump over the last one. No shame in taking this a little bit slow, since it's really precise. And then for this guy here, nothing special, you simply go through, try to find an opening so you can jump through, like this, and you're through. Now since we are that Dark Boshy, we cannot shoot through one-tile openings, which means on the next screen we have to be a bit tricky to get to the save point. What I do here is simply walk to the right and mash shoot. Now this brings me in a bit of an awkward spot, since, as I said, I cannot shoot the save from here, so I have to save from here, which usually leads to me being right below this block, which hits my head, and it's a bit awkward. So you want to get back here, reset the save so you can basically simply jump up here, and then you simply go on. This gives you a good setup to get past the lag hit 2 without any trouble. Pretty simple. Now for this one, nothing special. However, there is a very precise trick you could do, but I do not recommend even trying to go for it. That would be something for a segmented run only. You can jump over here, go here. Oh, not quite. I didn't even manage to die where you usually die. Let me try this once more. If it doesn't work out, then it's not going to work. Here, as you can see, this red ball has to fit in between this spike and this one over here. This is extremely precise, and once again, I do not recommend even trying to go for it. Other than that, it's simply going through the screen as normal, I guess. And don't try to die. Basically not dying is the biggest time saver in a game like this. So, jump over here, then you can immediately jump here, and go to this. Now from here on there are two strategies. You can not die. Jump up over there to save. Wow. I guess this is why it's a rough draft. The speedrun tutorial. I'm not good enough. Whatever. Okay, let's try this again. Jump up here, and then when you save, you can simply save jump over here. Now this screen in general is not too difficult, so what you can simply do is jump over here directly. Saves a tiny little bit of amount of time, and well, that's actually it. For the rest you simply jump through, don't die, and you're good. So, the Mario fight. In a second. So, good evening everyone who joined. I have no name. Oga, Matt, Illusion, Artarts, welcome. So, and now here, the Mario fight. Now, the Mario fight is a bit special, let me put it like this. I'm going to do use the double shot directly, since it's very useful even against Mario. What you want to do here is shoot a few shots before you skip the intro sequence with S. What you can do is hit Mario before he just jumps up. And then there's a very precise thing you can do. There is a strategy where you can kill Mario. Here I come! basically you can kill Mario.
Here I come!
Before he jumps up right here. Now I did manage to do it, and it's actually really difficult to execute. So if you don't get that, simply keep going, since that's probably faster than resetting. Then the next chance you get is to kill him when he jumps up like right here. If you still didn't get him, you want to kill him right here. This is basically the latest point where you want to kill him. Just after he finished this attack, this one right here, he would start the Hammer Bros phase where you cannot damage Mario at all anymore. Shut up for a second. So if you, by the way, Control Y brings up the menu for controls, but it's also a handy pause for me. So if you don't kill Mario before that massive Danmaku phase, the Hammer Bros will come down. It wastes about 30 seconds of survival, plus the Hammer Bros are very random, so you definitely want to kill Mario before that happens. And here during... oops, that was the wrong key. Well, let me try to... I could have simply stood there and shoot him.
Here I come! Here I come!
Okay, I'm trying to get the quick kill right now. I pressed escape. You don't want to go into the options, since this will reset you at the last save point. And as I said, going for the quick kill is really precise. So I probably should take it simply safer, so I don't get stuck here for the tutorial. And simply go for the kill after those lava waves. Oh well. And this is why I'm not the best speedrunner.
I'm moving now.
Too inconsistent.
I'm moving now.
Also make sure you are far away when that happens. So, in this phase, if you still have the double shot activated, you want to stay relatively near to the right side of the screen right here and spam shoot. The reason for this is the faster your shots are off screen, the faster you can shoot them again, and the less chance one of those things have to get through your shots. And that's that. So now for the last phase, there are basically two approaches. One approach where you stand on the right and shoot him every single time, or the one approach where you stand on the left and try to shoot him every single time after his vulnerability wears off. I prefer the left, staying on the left at the beginning, but it really doesn't matter. As long as you shoot Mario, every single time his invulnerability wears off. Now this was a pretty bad kill, but I guess it works. What do you do if you're slow at mashing? Practice. Let me put it like this. Calamando, currently the monster of this game, who is really the best runner by a landslide, was relatively bad at the beginning with mashing. However, he practiced a lot, and he has a technique with two-hand mashing, and he is faster than me. Now, two-hand mashing has the drawback that, well, you need two hands, and jumping and moving around while mashing is difficult. However, it is also potentially faster than one-hand mashing. Overall, I simply recommend, if you are serious about running this, practice mashing a little bit. At first it's a bit awkward, but the better you get, the more fun it is. So, and this stage is pretty straightforward. You don't want to save down here, since that costs a lot of time. For no reason. And it really is pretty easy at the beginning. You can go straight down here. If you go it up to this block, immediately go down again. Pretty easy like that. Also, you want to skip this save here once you're good enough, but if you don't feel confident, feel free to save here, since it's quite a distance since the last save. The reason why you don't want to save is, this one is really easy, then you go over here, go right back, up here, over here, and really there is no reason why you should die right here once you practice this once or twice. And that's that. For this section there is nothing really special to say, other than in an earlier version of this game there was a massive skip you could perform here to go all the way to the boss from this room. That is fixed by now. You simply want to practice this. This is mostly muscle memory getting through here. Oh well. So, and now here the arrows come into play. The arrows, as you probably know from your casual playthrough or watching, they change your gravity. And they function in a bit of a weird way. Now, if I simply walk into those, as you can see, it takes a while until my speed adjusts back to normal. It's a bit strange how this works. Now, if I were to jump into those, it immediately changes my trajectory. This is as long as I jump into them. It's a bit weird how it works, but basically what happens is, if you walk into those instead of jumping, the game treats you as if you were to hold down your jump button for some reason. So if I hold my jump button now, it will give me this wide angle again. The reason why I explain this is it's not exactly important here, but it's going to be a little bit important. It's going to be interesting later. So here you simply want to walk into those, otherwise you will not get past this screen. And here, another important point. Right here, you want to touch this wall. I'm going to explain that in a second, but while you pass through here, simply touch this wall with Boshy. So what you do is move through here, touch the wall on the right side, and go like normal, without dying, preferably. So now I'm here, and that's it. The reason why I touched this wall over there is pixel alignment. Now, pixel alignment is pretty special. Playing as Dark Boshy or any character, it doesn't matter, all characters have the same hitbox, is interesting because your movement is 3 pixels per frame, which means on a macro level, to explain this, let's see. Basically, let's say you are 1 pixel, your hitbox is 1 pixel. So if I move to the right, and I have full speed, I'm here next frame, and then I'm here on the next frame, etc. Which means if there were to be a spike right here, I would actually skip that spike, and that's precisely what happens right here. If I simply move to the right now, I will not die. As opposed to if I change my pixel alignment to something that is bad, I will die right here. And that's the whole trick. But you can, if you miss the alignment up there, there are two other alignments you can take. For example, touching the wall up here should work out, so you can simply hold to the right. Or touch the wall down here on the left and simply hold right. This works out too. Pretty handy. So, oops, I messed it up. So you can simply go on, through here, and you're through. However, there is a small time saver you could make here. Tiny small time saver, and for this one it doesn't even matter whether you have the right alignment. Usually what you do to get through this screen is you jump here, you go over here. Actually that's not what you usually do, but the reason why this version is a little bit faster, but also considerably more difficult, is because of what I explained earlier. If you walk into those arrows, you will do that small gravity change isn't as quick as it is. So it saves a few frames doing it the other way down there. But it's really not significant, and for the difficulty it proposes, it's not worth the hassle. Also, this screen is nothing special, you simply go through. Also, you don't want to save usually up there, because going through here is usually not a problem at all. So that's that. And you want to save here. Now, once you go here, there is a small time saver you can do. Jump up here like normal, and then, if you're quick enough, you can jump to this block, and then immediately go further up to the next block, without waiting for the spikes to get up there. So basically, you jump to this block immediately without waiting. But again, this is really precise, and it only saves a small amount of time. Also, once you are up here, make a full single jump, shoot, and save. This is the easiest way to save here. So, and now once again, the thing comes into play where I said if you hold the jump button, you immediately your trajectory will change. Not as fast as if you were to jump into those arrows. So if I press the jump button, or hold the jump button right now, I have a much wider arc. So, what you usually do in this section, you try to not touch any of those red arrows because you die, usually. And you go through the screen like this. Whoops. Come on, it's not that hard. I haven't done this normally in a while. And there we go. However, there is a simpler solution to this. What I do is I grab this double jump right here, do a tiny little double jump, and immediately start holding jump while grabbing this double jump here, and I don't release the jump button to go through those arrows right here, and then directly jump up. It's pretty simple, and also much easier than doing it the normal way. So yeah, then we go on. Also, don't touch this arrow here, because there's no point. Let's leave it at that. So, and here you want to save. That was interesting. Why do you start moving to the left? Whatever, you want to save pushing against this wall right here. The reason for this is there is a skip. Normally what you would do in this screen is go all the way up. Well, let's see if I can do it. Go all the way up. And then go all the way down again. To skip that little spike over there. That's the normal route. However, there is a pixel perfect skip you can do. If you go here and then for one frame press to right and land on this spot right here. You can only press right for one frame, otherwise you don't have the wrong alignment for this. So it's really precise and not easy, but you can try this about 8-9 times before going all the way up and all the way down again is actually faster. Like this. This would have still been faster than going all the way up and all the way down again. Then once you're here, turn around and go to the right. Pretty simple. So, and now for the Gravitron. The Gravitron in this game is easier than in the original DVD. However, as you most certainly know, if you die, you have to start over from the beginning. So dying here is one of the most massive losses of time you can have. So I simply suggest, for speedrunning, practice the Gravitron a bunch. And here the only tip I can give you is try to clear those obstacles, especially those 4 thingies, those ones, as soon as possible. The reason is, it can easily happen if you hesitate a little, that you get in a really awkward spot in other places. So simply be a bit more aggressive in getting through those obstacles. And don't do it like me. So you don't get on those awkward spots. Also, enjoy the music. Oops. Yeah. If only I was more consistent. Also, one more thing to note. If the timer goes against 0, ignore the timer. Simply keep dodging, as if you still have to go another 20 seconds. The number one reason why I see so many people fail at 1 or 0 seconds is I hope those projectiles finally disappear and so they survive, instead of keep dodging, even though it would be really easy to keep dodging. And that's the Gravitron. Technically pretty simple. Then simply walk to the next boss. If you have Ghastly, don't forget to use it. Also for Biolante, the next boss, the double shots work pretty well. Let me simply reset it though for myself, since I'm not used to that, clicking on the same button. So, as I said, you want to use double shots for Biolante. To do a little bit more damage, you could stand over here and dodge that thing like this. Now, this is pretty, let's put it this way, in my opinion, unnecessarily difficult, and it doesn't provide you that much of a benefit. So I simply stand on the left there and keep shooting. Biolante is arguably one of the easier bosses of this game, and as long as you execute properly, you shouldn't die. So, if you have the advantage like I do, where you can decide whether you want to shoot double shots or single shots, I suggest you shoot single shots up here. The reason is, Biolante's hitbox does not always extend to your weapon's hitbox. And yeah, that's that. You want to kill Biolante about here. By the way, this is the ending theme, and you can still die here. However, to skip the entire victory cutscene, press Ctrl and S to mute the music. And even if you die, you still progress to the next screen, as in the next world. So, music is muted right now, so you probably want to press Ctrl S twice, so it's active again. And that's that. And here for my least favorite world in the entire game. As long as you don't go too far to the right here, the sign will not come dropping down. If I move to the right a little bit more, here it is.
It's Boshy time.
So you can get a little bit more time to get through this section by simply not dropping to the right down immediately. What you can do here is jump from here directly on top of this block, then do a very precise jump onto this block without waiting for the sign and keep going. But again, it's pretty precise, so I don't recommend doing it if you just start to run this. Through here, there's nothing really special. What you can do is do this jump, forget to activate that thing again, and without touching the ground down there, jump up here. But again, that's really precise, so I do not recommend doing that necessarily. For here, also nothing really special. You simply don't want to survive. Then do a double jump up here, save, and simply go on. If you are quick enough, you can, without resetting, simply go before Wario into this corridor. Otherwise, simply reset and go on. And here, the easiest way is to use a double jump to get down this hole right here. However, the fastest way is do it directly without using the double jump. Like this. Beyond that, there's nothing really to say. Simply moonwalk, shoot to save, and go on. And as soon as you enter the next screen, right here, simply start shooting to hit the save and hit that guy down here. What you want to do is jump on this guy and then use the refresh double jump, get up here, with the save, and do the same thing here. Now, remember when I said if you walk off the platform, the game treats you as if you were holding jump? If I jump on this guy without holding jump, I have a very small jump, but if I walk off here, I do a maximum jump without holding jump. So that's something interesting to remember, I guess. So here, I recommend simply practicing this section since it can be a large time waster until you get it properly, since it really is not that easy. For the next screen, you can go through without ever stopping.
Damn it! It's Boshy time! It's Boshy time!
It's not easy, but you can do it. So, and for this one,
It's Boshy time!
what I did in my first few playthroughs, I simply hoped I would be able to get through by trying again and again and again. However, I recommend simply getting used to timing when you have to jump, so you don't have to worry about it. What you can do here is save here, reset, wait a tiny little bit for a second before you start moving left, and simply go on. Just a small time saver and pretty convenient. So, I forgot to split earlier, whatever. So, and now for the next boss, Sonic.
You're too slow!
Double shot also works on him.
Too easy! Piece of cake!
The first phase is nothing special, you simply want to kill him. Sonic takes 15 damage until he goes into the next phase. So if you shoot him 5 times right here, that was 5 damage.
Piece of cake!
Then shoot him 5 times on the first time he rolls pi. Right here. You can shoot him 5 times more and push him into the next phase really quickly. Now depending on when you kill him, he will have a different starting trajectory.
You're too slow! Too easy!
This was only 3 damage. Yeah, and I messed it up. Sonic is one of those bosses where you simply really have to practice. There's nothing else I can say about that.
You're too slow! Too easy! Piece of cake!
But once you get used to him, it's not that bad anymore. I'm still not particularly consistent beating Sonic, but it's getting better every time I practice. What you want to do here is simply keep him in this sweeping motion towards the bottom. And what's important, those missiles from above, from Dr. Robotnik, will always aim for you. So you can basically manipulate them to land in a certain spot and plan on going from the left side to the right side of the platform to not get hit by those things.
You're too slow! Too easy! Piece of cake! Now I'll show you!
So let's see whether I can do it this time. Also, you want to do enough damage to Sonic before he goes to the next phase, so you can actually kill him in the next phase. What's important, in my opinion, don't do too much movement with Boshy, because otherwise Sonic will be way too fast, crash into the edge of the screen and come back at a really hard to predict trajectory and potentially kill you.
Too easy! Piece of cake!
So let's hope that I don't waste too much time on this guy. This is basically the whole tutorial already on Sonic. And as I mentioned earlier, I will redo this tutorial. It's simply a rough draft on how I want to explain things, what I want to explain, etc. So, apologies to my chat, by the way, since I tried to
Too easy! Piece of cake!
not have too much chat interaction in a tutorial, since I would have to have the chat on the screen for it to be relevant for a tutorial. I think that's what I will do next time. Simply use the chat on the screen, and then if there are questions I'm answering,
You're too slow! Too easy! Piece of cake!
it would be easier to see in a highlight.
Now I'll show you!
So let's play Sonic. As I said, he requires a lot of practice until you get him somewhat consistent. In my opinion, he's not the hardest boss in the game, but he is the hardest one to get consistent.
Sonic's the name.
So once he's there, simply shoot him, shoot, and kill him here. Also, if you die after you kill Sonic, like here, it doesn't matter. You will still progress to the next screen. So, and this segment right here, from this save to the next one, is in my opinion the most difficult segment in the entire game. Because luring out this eye without dying to it is really difficult in my opinion. What I try to do here is get a different alignment and see whether this is easier. Yeah, if you simply move down here a little bit, you have more leeway to lure out the eye without getting hit by it. So what's important on the next screen, the skeleton on the next screen in the middle platform only starts moving once you enter the screen, which means if you always do the exact same movement once you go to the next screen, you will also be in the exact same position. What you want to do here is simply go over, jump to the middle platform immediately, and it should always work out the same way. Like this, it's pretty easy. Go over here, then go here and reset. The reason why you reset on the left side there is those skeletons down here, you have to wait for them. So if you reset on the left side here, you don't have to wait for them as long. And here, save and immediately go on. If you do that properly, without dying, you will always get past Simon Belmont without trouble. If you mess it up, simply reset and try to get a proper timing for this. It's not too hard to get past him without much trouble. Then you go up here and go directly to the top, don't land on the left stone there, it's not necessary. Also, getting loud. Let's go! Shout out to Lethal Track. So, then you go here. And for here, the same thing applies on the next screen as the second screen. As soon as you enter the next screen, right above, the skeletons will start moving. They are not moving right now. So what I do here is stand in about this position, hold left and jump. This should give me a good timing to go through the screen without having to wait at all. If you are a bit slow and have to wait for the other skeleton right below me, simply go up here, reset, so you get past the skeleton. Also here you have enough time to prepare, don't haste, since you have to wait for those two skeletons here anyways. So yeah. My apologies, Taprus, I'm not good at explaining it right now. So, and here is essentially the first big skip of the game. What you would normally do is go down here to the Gradius and do the Gradius. However, there is a Gradius skip. By the way, just as a side note, if you walk, don't jump, walk off here, then press against the left wall here, you can fall right down the middle of the spikes without ever moving. Pretty handy. So, here's the big skip. Oh yeah, I was supposed to split Sonic. Oh well, it's really not a great tutorial run, I don't think. So, Again, the skip works like this. Safe jumping. After you save, you get back your double jump. What you want to do is stay at the very top of the screen after you save. So, I do this, then I shoot to the left from this position as soon as I spawn, and then use my double jump to save again at the top of the screen. This is pretty tricky, and if you mess it up, you can potentially softlock your game by, let's say, if you save right around here, you cannot jump back, you cannot jump forwards. And as I said, you softlock your screen save file. So you want to make a backup save to practice this. So, once more, shoot, jump, and be at the top of the screen. So, if you are about here in the middle, I always use this tree as a landmark. If you are past the middle of this tree right here, or whatever that's supposed to be, leaves, you are safe to go for a last save and then jump over here. You want to land on this stone right here. Then simply do a double jump and you skip the entire gradient section. The gradient section takes a bit more than 2 minutes, so it's a big time saver if you can pull it off. And then we are at the Skeleton King. And I have nothing to drink anymore. Hang on a second. There we go. By the way, when you split at bosses or after bosses or afterwards, that's entirely up to you. The only thing is important is the last split after you defeat Sovereign. So, without any further ado, here is the importance of Ghastly, at least for me. What you want to do against the Skeleton King is defeat the Skeleton King before he does his massive attack, where you have to hide in the lower left corner. You want to defeat him right after the stones fall. And to do this, I personally need Ghastly, because my shooting is not good enough. However, it's technically possible to shoot the Skeleton King good enough so you can defeat him without the help of Ghastly right before that massive attack, but it's really hard to pull off. If you can't do him, defeat him before that massive attack, don't worry, you still have time enough. As long as you kill him before the very large spike, you're good. Also, dodging those fireballs is almost always possible, but not always reasonable. For example, this thing will come right back down, and you can predict where the fireballs are going to land, from judging from where they are going up.
You will die.
Also, the biggest time saver in terms of shooting is how you handle those rocks. If you have a proper strategy to move around during the rocks and still shoot the Skeleton King, you will always do enough damage to defeat him before his massive attack. And that's all the tutorial already. By the way, one more note. Don't try to stand on this thing, because as soon as I shoot this little guy and the platform races to the top, and the head is passed, the platform will disappear eventually, which can catch you off guard. Also, don't shoot the blue guy after you already beat it.
Success!
Because it will simply activate the phase again. simply stop shooting after you shoot him once. So, and then, the important part here, as soon as you enter the world, save and go on. Don't hesitate too much, but don't worry, it's a pretty lenient timing. What you want to do is get on this elevator and then simply go on without having to wait for too long. The reason why this works is as soon as you spawn in the world, the elevator is already moving. So, you simply start going. And if you have to wait all the way until the elevator comes back down, you are going to waste a lot of time. So, practice the elevators a fair bit so you don't die killing those dolls. It's not too hard, but I simply suggest practicing it so it doesn't get frustrating. So, this section, pretty standard. Oh yeah, by the way, one thing to know, if you have your double shot bound to up or down, you need to remember that. Or potentially rebind your keys. Oh, on a side note, I totally forgot about that. Double shot does not work against the Skeleton King, so you want to go back to your normal bindings without the double shot. The Skeleton King only takes 1 damage from a double shot, so it will take you much longer until you defeat him. Yes, those are dolls on the elevator. At least that's what I think. Oh well, this next screen, pretty easy. Once you know how the layout looks, and you can do this by simply stopping the whole thing. It's pretty easy. What you want to do is jump on this thing, keep going, jump here, jump here, jump here, and jump up here. You don't have to go over here, it's necessary at all. Simply, that's a very easy screen to jump through, but the weird nature of this gimmick makes it a bit annoying, but it's really easy. So, and for the count, there's a trick to this guy. What you want to do is move to the right, then stop for a brief moment, a very short moment, and then simply keep going. If you do it correctly, as you can see I stopped right here, doesn't matter where you stop, simply stop for a moment somewhere. Then you can simply go all the way to this zone right here, without getting killed, and go on. Let me try this again. Stop for a brief moment, and simply go on. This gives you a good pattern. Then, without stopping much, you want to wait here for 1 jump. You go all the way to the right, without stopping anymore. And that's, let me put it like this, it seems difficult at first without preparing your jumps on the next screen, but it's much easier actually for some reason to do this. So simply keep holding right without stopping. And I messed that up already. So much about it being easier. Let's try this again, without waiting 1 jump. And simply go on. It's really much easier for some reason if you don't have to time with his jumps. Also, no need to shoot him, even though it's fun. Simply go over here and... Also, there's going to be a loud spider. Now, if you like your viewers, warn them. Or, what you also could do, press Ctrl S, mute. That's something Fate usually does. That's something also, you don't have to go all the way up here, you can jump right here and jump over the spider. Pretty easy. So, in the next screen, you want to save, but don't reset and simply go on. Because the guy is already moving. Then you go over here and save. What you can do is, even if he's facing you, jump down here, save. And you can go on. Very simple. Oh, you can't see the cursor on the screen. Hang on. That would be annoying. Okay. I will note that. Thank you, I have no name. Yeah, that's pretty important to note, I guess. So, keep going here. So here, you can technically jump the first jump with one jump, but for the second one it doesn't work. So I simply suggest you hit your head right here and use the second your double jump to get over the spike. It's surprisingly easy once you deliberately hit your head on the ceiling there. It's still not easy, but much easier in my opinion. Then, for this guy, come here, don't die like I do. You go over here, go behind him, and then jump over him. Preferably without alerting him. It's pretty precise, but you can do that. The alternative strategy... Oops. And the alternative strategy is wait up here until he turns around completely, and then go over here. Not having to wait for him. Jumping over him is better. But once again, this is pretty precise. So, unless you want to practice it a bunch, I recommend simply doing it, let's say, the normal way. Also, the save on the right there, you don't have to hit that, you can go straight down. However, it's a safety measure. Hitting this save makes it much safer, no pun intended, to go down here, since usually one of those guys on the left will try to shoot you, which can be really annoying. So then you are over here. And here, a small detour to this secret right here. Let me reiterate on alignments. This spot down here is the exact width of Boshy. As in... Again, it's not too hard once you have the right alignment. It's technically pixel perfect, but it's not too bad. Come on. So, this spot right here is the exact width of Boshy, which means you have 0 pixels on the right and the left. This also means if you don't have the correct alignment, pixel alignment, you cannot properly land here, since you always move 3 pixels per frame as soon as you are full speed. Now technically, at the first frame of movement, when you just start moving, you only move 1 pixel. But adjusting your pixel like this is really annoying, so what you want to do to get the secret here is hug the left wall right here. Then you have the correct alignment to jump right in. It's still not exactly easy, but it's much easier. So much for a small detour. So, good evening everyone who newly joined. King's 7. So, and now here, once you save here, you want to reset, wait a little bit and simply go jumping on. Then you want to go here, save, and reset, and then rush all the way to this spot here. Then you have to wait. This is also an advantage of average mode over hard on. You have to save, so you can skip a large portion of having to wait through this. Then you wait until you can jump, and you're through without any trouble. Then also here, simply reset and try to rush through. It's a bit tricky sometimes, but usually it isn't too bad. And on this screen, nothing special. Here, when I jump, those spikes change. The same gimmick like in Warp 2. But since this is a very small corridor right here I'm standing in, I can adjust the spikes the way I want them to without actually jumping, as in jumping any higher, since I immediately hit my head. But that's just a small thing. So here are basically two ways to do this jump right here. It's a pretty tricky jump. What I do, and many others, jump straight up, use with a small jump, use my second jump, and then go to the right, like this, and then simply jump over here. That's the easy way in my opinion. However, there's a bit of a more tricky way, and it saves a little bit of time. What you can do is jump to the right into the diamond, do the second jump over there, and then go on. But again, it's really tricky to do this, since you have to be fairly far to the right, like this. Like this, you get the point. But it's much easier in my opinion to do it like that. Also, once again, 2000 to the top screen, things exist, so which means I can stand here and shoot the save point over there, which is pretty handy. You don't have to specifically stay over here, turn around and hit the save point. You can simply go on, shoot it, and you're fine. So, and here, there's a there are various strategies to clear this section. What you want to do at the beginning, do a single jump, then use your double jump to immediately go to the right. There's no need to land here. Simply go on. It's simple. Once you land here, you can do this. This is the fastest way to clear this section. A bit tricky, but overall not too difficult. Like this. And I recommend doing this. What you can do alternatively is land here, do both jumps as in your single and double jump, go over here. And here, jump, like normal. Also, what you can do is jump a little bit to the right and get up there, but really, there's no point. Simply stand in the middle of this grey thing, do a straight jump up, and then use your double jump to go over here. The other way will technically save you maybe a cycle of those spikes, but it's generally not worth it at all. And this was World 7. Bit of a longer world, but oh well. Now for Mega Man. Mega Man is interesting, because you can do a few things. And once again, double shot works all the time, and It's arguably one of the best uses of double shots, since there is actually a quick kill method to kill Mega Man really fast. Let me try to demonstrate this to you. Maybe I'll give it a first try. What you want to do, shoot him at home at the beginning, kill Elecman at a very specific time, right here, kill Ringman as soon as he spawns. Oh, I was too slow with killing Elecman actually. This is not enough damage for Mega Man, I don't think, but I will see. So, kill Elecman. Always jump with him. Kill Ringman when he passes you. Kill Bombman as soon as he lands. And this is really the fastest way to dispose of the first 3 robot masks. Then, if you did enough damage to Mega Man, you can actually kill him while he drops down here. And that's the recommended method. However, it requires really good mashing, and not everyone can do that. So what you want to do is kill Mega Man, or I guess hit Mega Man 2 times, kill Elecman reasonably quick, and then do your normal thing where you probably usually kill Bombman first, since that's what most people do. And then, if you want to be fast enough for this cycle here, where Ringman comes very near to the left side of the screen, so you get enough time to shoot him. Then you shoot Mega Man again. Now here, quick note, there are technically 3 options to survive this massive attack. You can survive it on the lower left here, since you cannot see my cursor. I used the screen. You can survive it on the lower left here, but this is very hard since you do have to make a very precise jump. I don't recommend trying that. The second version is you can stay over here on the top. Always look at this upper left corner of that window. You can stay in the corner right here, do a jump, a pretty simple one, and you survive without much trouble. But the easiest way, what you can do, is stand right over here. If you stand in a very precise spot, you can actually survive without moving ever. Which is just having your, I guess, pixel head, or whatever you want to call that, on the left side of those, I don't know, lines. And that's what you want to do. And don't kill yourself with a don't kill yourself with a mouse. That's it. Whatever. Nope, that was too quick. Now, Ringman would shoot in the left corner there and I couldn't kill him quickly. So here... that was too quick again. So I simply wait for Ringman to get into the convenient cycle right here, jump up here, shoot him a bunch. Shoot Mega Man, and then I stand here, in this precise spot. I don't have to move now, I simply will survive it. Then I go over here immediately, and then I stand in this spot right here. As you can see, I stand between this grey knob, and those two lines. This is the spot you want to stand on since it's pretty easy to find. If you stand here and simply shoot, you will almost kill Skullman before he jumps up the first time. And then you don't move. Simply wait and keep shooting. Then move forward, and then you kill him really quick. You wait a little right here until the dragon shows up. Okay. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I keep pressing escape to remove the control binding option, which is less than clever. That was too quick, whatever. I will try to demonstrate the quick kill afterwards. So, here's the second method of surviving this. I guess I can demonstrate it. You simply wait here in the corner. Jump, pretty easy. Then you want to kill Skullman, standing above here. And then you wait a little bit until the dragon spawns. Then what you want to do is stand about here and keep shooting him. And here, that's the important portion. If you stand exactly here, this is the metal knot, one line to the left and standing to the left of this line. That's the important portion. You do not want to be too near to this flame, because the flame flies right over your head and impacts here. Usually the projectile of the flame would actually kill you if you stand any further to the left than this. So you want to stand right at the line here, so you actually survive this. If you stand right there, only thing you have to do to kill Mega Man is keep shooting. And even without great mashing, you can kill Mega Man really easy. So, now let me try to demonstrate the quick kill. You want to do a bunch of damage right when he spawns, and you basically have to move off with this, by the way. Kill Elecman at a proper timing. I think that might have been a bit late. Yeah, that was too late. I missed too many shots there. So. Right here. Kill Ringman right here. Kill Boneman right here. Shoot as much as you can right here. Jump up here. And finish off Mega Man. It's pretty difficult. And you will not survive the down Mapu afterwards. But no worries. Once again, even if you die after killing Mega Man, you will still progress to the next world. So that was World 7, Mega Man. So, let me reset my keybinds again. For the next boss, Shang Tsung, you do not want to use the double shot since it does not work on him. So, if you land here, what you want to do is reset and immediately jump. Now the gimmick of those platforms is they will add to your upwards momentum. Then it's a literal addition of your upwards momentum. So what you want to do is hit those platforms, or more like jump right before you hit that platform, so you get a higher boost towards up. If I do this, I will not jump high up. So jump and release it. Then you simply move to the next screen and immediately keep jumping. You always have about the same timing. This is pretty easy. What you can do is skip the third of those platforms and go immediately to this screen right here. Then the fastest way to clear this one is do it somewhat like this and go on. But in case you die, which is very likely since it's pretty difficult, those things right here, well right here, those things on the right are there again and you cannot simply walk through. This is why you don't want to die. So what you can do instead, there are 3 methods to get past this. And very easy method I learned from Nanoha is to do it like this. I double jump up here. Come on, double jump up here. And then turn back to save. Now when I reset, I'm over here. And I can simply try to double jump into this spot. This is, in my opinion, the easiest way to clear this screen. Then you simply go on as normal. Then you want to jump up here and save and immediately reset. The reason why you want to do this is those firebars right here have a really good pattern right after you reset. So that's what you want to aim for. And also once again here, reset and then immediately go to the next screen, jumping on this guy's head. He doesn't seem to mind. And if you simply keep holding jump, you get past those firebars, no problem at all. And once again here, I walk off, don't hold jump, because I don't have to. Get to this here. You do not want to die on those auto-scrollers since that would waste a ton of time. So here, simply walk off and use the double jump. And in this screen you have all the time in the world. Go to the last block, I guess, and wait for this green guy. Here you sometimes have to adjust your jumping a little, like this. Simply let go of jump while moving up to not do the full jump. It's a bit tricky at the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. And here, once again, you want to reset. So you have a really easy firebar pattern right here. Then, once again, you can shoot the save point right here, from over here already, so you don't have to worry about it. Then you go over here, simply stand right here, and go through. Save here, and go on. Now the reason why you don't want to reset is right here. You don't want to reset right here is because the firebar in the next screen is in a let's say bad position as soon as you survive this elevator ride. The firebar on the next screen is always in the way if you will reset there and go on. Oops. Also, by the way, after the elevator ride there are two options how you can jump to the left. One is basically my backup strategy in case I mess up the jump in first place. So, right here, what you can do is do what you always do and jump over here, check the firebar, then drop down. However, if you jump not far enough for some reason and drop down here, you can, don't worry, simply hold left and with a bit of luck you will survive it anyways.
Shit just got real.
And for this screen I quite simply recommend a ton of practice. There's really nothing else I can say about that. Oops. Oh yeah, there's a small trick here with Dark Boshy after you manage to get this jump. Also, by the way, I recommend not standing to the very right and trying to do this jump, since even if you have only a very small wind-up time until you reach full speed, you lose about a few pixels, and since this is very precise, you want to have all the pixels. So save a bit to the left and go with easier time over here, instead of standing to the very right. So, and here the trick with Dark Boshy. At a certain point, you can shoot through the spike and save. If you're not secure about jumping through this thing, you can save from here. Oh yeah, Mega Man. By the way, I'm not sure if I simply forget to split. I never knew that this shot deflects mine. Whatever. I don't know if I forget to split, or whether I accidentally hit numpad 2. My split buttons are right next to the shooting and stuff, so it's likely that I unsplit accidentally. So in any case, once again, you do not want to use double shots against Shang Tsung. And here, once again, the better you can mash, and the better you hit Shang Tsung, the less you have to survive. Shang Tsung is, in my opinion, the most annoying boss of all. Since his block is random, and it can very easily kill you if you don't pay very close attention. Or sometimes it will kill the enemies.
Brutality. Excellent.
So what I do right here is simply stand for the green ball. Since my shooting is good enough, this is my strategy for the green ball. What you want to do is kill him right here.
Finish him.
Kill him right after the green ball. That's the important portion. Because if you don't, he will spill some more blood from Liu Kang and more randomness to survive. So if I were to recommend you practice a boss, it is Shang Tsung until you get him before he shoots the blood for the third time, since this drastically reduces the randomness.
Fatality.
So that's that. Here you want to save and immediately reset, jump here and go on. This gives you a good pattern. Also, you want to save here, reset, and immediately go on. And this is basically the theme of the board. Save, reset, and immediately go on. There are a few strategies to kill those Koopas off quickly. You have to kill all the Koopas, otherwise this door here will not disappear. The fastest strategy to kill those Koopas is get good enough in jumping that you can immediately jump up here. Another strategy is a bit easier, I guess. Provide it like this, then jump up here to the very right, because the Koopa's hitboxes are a bit weird, or I guess Paratroopa. Whatever, those guys' hitboxes are a bit weird, and if you simply press against the very right wall, it will be easier to survive, basically, without getting killed by those things. So once again, quick strategy, if I don't mess up. Also, for the jump up left,
Falcon punch!
it's a very annoying jump. I simply recommend practicing it a bunch. And to practice it, there's a trick, which we cannot use in an actual speedrun, by the way. As in, we could, but we decided that this is manipulating the screen and messing with the game's basic client, so we don't do it. What you can do is shoot through the wall. How you can shoot through the wall? Well, pretty simple. You lag the game. The way you can do this pretty easy is use your mouse to hold the screen. And for a brief second, the game will actually stop. So, if I shoot, stop the game, the shot will actually go through the wall, since the shot is basically calculated and where it should be depending on timing. And the time runs still in the background. So, you can hit the save from here. And this is how I recommend you practice this section. It's very annoying, but once you realize you have more leeway towards getting through this violet block, it's not too bad anymore. So that's that. But once again, this is not used in the actual speedrun because it messes with the game's basic environment and it reacts differently from PC to PC. So, now for the next screen, once again reset and go to this thing right here. Then, what you want to do, don't go up here, that's pointless. Immediately go over here and go here. You don't have to wait at all, simply reset, so you always have the same timing, and jump up here. Wait a little, and go on immediately. If you mess up for some reason, hit your head, like I just did, go back into this corner, wait for it to pass, and do those jumps. Pretty easy. So here I don't have anything to say really, simply get used to the timing. Also watch the bottom right corner to determine when the blocks will switch to coins, etc. And it's much easier to simply watch when it's going to hit those P blocks. Oops. Here, simply jump. Sometimes those coins are still solid for some reason, even though they are actually coins. Because I shouldn't mess it up that much, I guess. This is one of the easier screens. So, here, an important portion I want to tell you. Once you are up here, there's a spike up there. And you want to avoid this at all costs. I mean, that's normal, isn't it? What I recommend doing is stand over here and do simply a full jump. A single full jump up here. And you will always survive. Single full jump, no problem. So, and now for... Another second. Now for this flame thing. Something to note is, double shots work on this thing. However, it's a bit weird. The reason why this enemy is a bit weird, every time you hit with 3 times, he splits into 2 parts. So, he splits into these parts right here. Now, what those things do, those are both massive amounts of enemies. Basically, once you hit them 3 times, split again, split again, split again, etc. So, wouldn't it be convenient if you could simply get rid of one of those? Well, in fact you can. As you can see, both of those flames are on the exact same height, right here. And the gimmick is basically if you split, or basically if you hit both of those flames at the exact same time for the third shot, so basically both would split into 2 more flames at the same time, one of them will, let's say, forget to split. And you reduce the amount of enemies by half. As you can see, I shot both at the same time, and half of them disappear.